those of you who don't know me, my name is Leanne Vogel. I'm a holistic nutritionist and high-fat enthusiast behind the site healthfulpursuit.com, and I help women regulate their hormones, balance their metabolisms, and generally be awesome by eating more fat. Today, we are celebrating the launch of my ketogenic audiobooks. They are cookbooks too. And the audiobooks include the audiobooks, 9 hours of content, as well as all the recipes and all of the meal plans that I outline in the programs. So we're just going to, there we go. Awesome. So today's topic is what a carb up is and why it's so important. So before we get started, I'm just going to pass around, and this is where you can get my audiobooks. It's healthfulpursuit.com/audio. If you use the coupon code BUNDLE, that's all in caps, no spaces, you get 15% off the audiobook bundle. So this is what I'm going to be referencing. All of the steps that I go through here are an introduction. And then for the full meal deal, and like actually how to do a carb up and examples and meal plans, it's in this program right here. Great. So I'm going to put my notes right here. Let's go through what low carb is. For those of you who are new to low carb, basically you're eating less carbs than normal. My approach, my fat-fueled approach, is more of a paleo approach where I'm eating a lot of paleo foods. All of them are low carb. Basically how my day looks like is I'm having vegetables and meat for breakfast, vegetables and meat for lunch, and then in the evening I'm having a carb up. Ketogenic eating means in addition to eating low carb, where we're focusing on low carb vegetables, meats, fats, we're increasing the fat quite a lot. And when we do this, our body switches over into fat burning mode. I mean, this is a very, very basic introduction, but just for those that are new, ketogenic eating differs a little bit from fat-fueled, which is my approach, and my approach is more working towards balancing out our hormones by looking at how carbs can help us. So that's why I wanted to do this Periscope, because while there's so much power in low-carb eating and even more in ketogenic when we're burning fat as energy instead of carbohydrates or glucose, how that's converted into the body, we're going a step beyond that in ketogenic eating. We're flipping that metabolic switch. We're using fat as fuel, but we're also allowing carbs to fuel a little bit of the body processes and things that our bodies need in order to function. One of those things is thyroid. In fact, in order to make the conversion of inactive thyroid hormone to active thyroid hormone, carbohydrates are needed. And this is why time and time again, when people do, specifically women, do low carbohydrate for a really long time, they start losing their hair, they have horrible sleeps. And I mean, I'm painting with a wide brush. Some people do really well on this and their body is ace. But if you've been eating low carb for a while and you notice your sleep totally sucks, your hair is falling out, you're cranky, you're gaining weight, and you're like, what the heck? I'm supposed to be feeling good on this. It could be because you're not doing the carbs. And in my example, when I was eating low carb, high fat, it took about 6 months for me to notice a major impact to my thyroid and hair and sleep. And some of my clients, it's like 4 days. So it really depends. So signs that you need a carb up. This could be you're eating low carb, high fat for a while and you've hit a major plateau and no amount of fat fasting or egg fasting is helping the situation. Number 2, health imbalances. Like I said, losing your hair. What could be another one? Loss of appetite. That's another big one. Number 3 is hormone function. So if you're feeling like perhaps your menstruation has changed or your moods have changed. 4th, thyroid function. The big one there is checking out your nails if they're like weak or you have striations. Another one could be your hair falling out. And then 5 is muscle building. If you go to the gym every day and no matter what you do, you're not able to gain muscle and you've been eating low carb for a while, highly recommend checking out Carb Ups. 6, the psychological balance. Like I said, specifically anxiety. I find a lot of my clients, if they go too low carb for too long, they start to get a little bit anxious. So that can definitely be one of 6 signs, actually, that you need a carb up. What carb ups do? They balance the thyroid. So like I talked about, that thyroid conversion. They nourish the adrenals. And that's a really big one that can help with your sleep and your overall mood and your ability to go throughout the whole day and not be exhausted. That was a big one for me when I went too long in the ketogenic journey and really, really restricted carbs to like 20 grams a day. And I was having carb cravings, but I didn't listen to them because I was like, no, body, this is really good for us. I started to massively get tired. Like I would have my rocket fuel latte and I would be falling asleep at my desk. And that's not a fun place to be. Number 3 is aiding in muscle development. When I started increasing my carbs and doing the carb up option while being ketogenic, I am able to build muscle quite quickly. In fact, I haven't gone to the gym in 10 months. And even by like doing one workout when we went up a mountain and it was a really steep incline and everything, the next morning I woke up and my quads, I swear to you, were larger. I'm not even kidding. So my ability to build muscle has been a lot easier since incorporating the carb ups, and I'm starting in a training program. We're going to France and climbing a huge mountain. So I'll definitely have more updates on that. Why carb ups work? There's 6 reasons why carb ups work, and I'm going to go through them step by step. First is like, you are keto and you're running on fat for energy. So everyone agrees with that. When you're keto, you're eating high fat, low carb, you're burning fat for energy, you're all good. You have a touch of carbs in the evening. This is important. A touch of carbs in the evening. Your body uses those carbs basically almost immediately. Like, we're not talking about a lot of carbs. It's a touch of carbs in the evening. Your body uses that up within hours. And the next day, you're back into ketosis. If you have a big carb up, you could take a couple of days to get back into ketosis because you knocked yourself out of ketosis. But we're talking about a huge carb up. And it depends on the enzymatic production that you've built up after adapting. So that's a really good question about adaptation. You can do a carb up, and I outline this in my program, Fat Fueled. You can do a carb up from day 1. You can do high fat, low carb all day on your first day, and then do a carb up at night. And then high fat, low carb the second day and a carb up at night. That is one approach, and I call that the daily fat burner. And that's really great for people that maybe have thyroid imbalances or adrenal dysfunction and they can't go through the full on adaptation phase. And then there's the other, there's one in the middle where you adapt and then you're having carbs every night. And then the full keto one where you adapt. And adaptation means like low carb, high fat for at least 10 days. And then full keto is that you're having carb ups every couple of days. So the way I see it is that daily fat fueled profile 1, that daily fat burner, is that you're having carbs every night from day 1. Fat burner, adapted fat burner means that you are having carbs, you're doing the adaptation phase, you're going low carb, high fat for at least 10 days, and then you're doing carb ups every night. And then the third option, full keto, is you're adapting for the 10 days or so. And I outline this in my programs, like how to know when you're adapted. If you don't want to track, you don't have to track, how you can tell the signs around that before you start carbing up. And then you're carbing up every 3 to 7 days. And this really depends on your body. So you might be asking, like, what does a carb up look like? In my programs, Fat Fueled as well as Balanced Keto, Balanced Keto is a meal plan subscription program. So every week you're getting a new meal plan. We include carb ups in there, and some things that we usually use are things like sweet potatoes, plantains, cassava, white rice if you're okay with grains, potato, squash, beets, carrots, non-GMO organic corn if you're okay with corn. I find that I am way better with corn than rice. Like, corn does not affect me at all, but rice makes my scalp itchy if I eat it too much. So just be mindful of that and know what you feel is best for you. So that's the starch portion. And then fruit could be things like apples, berries, pears. If you're training, you can use things like banana, like those high glycemic carbs, to try to boost your muscle production. So that's what a carb up is, why you need it. I think I covered everything that I wanted to. I was checking my notes throughout all of this. I'm going to turn things around so you can see my program again, and then we will do a Q&A. So you can go and grab my audiobooks at healthfulpursuit.com/audio. And just for my Periscope peeps, you can use the coupon code BUNDLE, all in caps, for 15% off. And this code will be good until April 11th. Very beginning of April 11th. And then we will shut her down. You can still grab the audiobooks after that, but you won't get the discount. So this includes 9 hours of audiobook awesomeness, as well as 2 digital guides that include over 100 recipes, over 60 days of meal plans, and an invitation to my private Facebook group where we have over 3,000 individuals totally rocking this, loving the carb ups and learning from each other and being very supportive. It's not like many of the other Facebook groups. We're very open and loving, and it's a nice space to be in for support. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So if you have any questions about carb ups, lay it on me. What are the benefits of the audiobook versus the PDF? If you love audio, you can do it. A lot of the resources says don't worry about calories for a couple of weeks first. What's your take? It's totally up to you. You can go 2 different ways. One is pay attention to all your calories and be really strict, and the other is just listen to your body and set the intention for high fat. Foods to heal the adrenal. I go through a lot of this in the Fat Fueled program. You can find that at healthfulpursuit.com/fat fueled. Carb ups is one of them. How many grams should a carb up be? Anywhere, like start between 30 grams of carbs to like 120 grams of carbs. Totally depends on your activity, your body, your insulin sensitivity, all of that. If I don't answer your questions, just because there's so many questions coming in, so just copy and paste them. I have the keto beginning. Thank you. Thank you so much for getting it. Loving, not so judgy in the Facebook group. Thoughts on exogenous ketones. I'm actually reviewed that in my latest podcast. You can find it at healthfulpursuit.com/podcast. And we talk about ketone boosters. Why I'm always in starvation mode. You're not eating enough, probably. What's the site for the adrenal goods? healthfulpursuit.com/fat fueled. Can I subtract fiber from carb? Yes, you can. Regular books versus audio. You get the exact same thing. It's just the audiobooks come with the audio and no text for what I read. And then you get the cookbooks and the meal plans and everything. What is your nightly carb up? Right now, I'm loving fruit in my salad. Like apples and pears in my salad. I've been rocking that for a couple weeks. Oh, the other day I had a rice porridge. That was pretty good. Is there other reason than not eating enough? For starvation, healing from something could be another big one. Are carb ups built into me? Yes, so the carb ups are built into the Fat Fueled program and the Balanced Keto program. If you go to healthfulpursuit.com/shop, you'll see all of these options. If somebody wants to put that in the comments, healthfulpursuit.com/shop, you'll see all of the different programs that I offer. Why does the brain prefer fat? They're saying actually that Alzheimer's is comparable to they're calling it diabetes type 3 because the brain can no longer use glucose as energy. And I think fat is so much more of a sustainable energy for our brains. Question got worse with carbs. You said you would answer on here. Diabetic neuropathy question. Got worse with carbs. Diabetic stuff, you're really going to have to chat with your doctor. I'm sorry if I told you to go on here. I do have a team of people that recommend everyone ask their questions on here on social media, but I would say definitely work with somebody hands-on that can make sure that you're safe and doing everything. Most nutrient-dense carb up choices. Sweet potatoes, squash, beets, carrots. Thank you so much for adding that to the comments. 3 to 7 days carb up. Yeah, that's a great start. Been off the pill for 1.5 years and my period doesn't come most months. What should I do? Eat more fat. Eat fat. Increase your cholesterol. HDL cholesterol is increased by saturated fats. All of the animal fats. Any more questions? I saw a bunch come in that I couldn't answer because it happened so fast. If I don't feel like doing a carb up, should I do one anyway? Check in with yourself. Make sure that it's not a restrictive thing. You're not like, oh, I can't do them because I'm afraid of carbs. Or if it's just like, I don't feel like carbs. Because some nights I don't feel like carbs. Can I do blood type A, eat red meat every day? I'm not a big blood type, eat right for your blood type person, so I don't know. What foods told me tallow was bad fat and told me suet? Tallow and suet are the same thing. Suet is more saturated. Just make sure it's grass-fed. Carrageenan, do you do seminars in Alberta? I do not, but I'm going to be doing a book tour in 2017. Do you have to do carb up? You don't have to. It's just a strategy that I found was really helpful in balancing my hormones and helping with my weight. When you say high fat, how many grams of fat are you eating in a day? Anywhere between 120 and 180 grams. And if anyone's wondering, I'm blood type O positive. What time at night do we eat carb? Dinner or right before bed? Dinner's great. For soy joints, hips, and what do you suggest? Collagen, and make sure if it's sore joints and it's like inflammation, you'll want to go for an inflammatory route as opposed to that, but collagen can be super helpful for that. I'm sorry, it's so loud. Oh, geez. Muscle spasms at night. Try magnesium. Could be a good place to go. My wife is 7 months pregnant. Is high fat important? I think including fats is really great. It could also help with milk production. Keto thickener for sauces. Options. Gelatin. How do well on meat diet? Lost hair when I went vegan. I do well on meat. Yeah, then go back to eating the meats. Have you done genome test? Oh, test thoughts. I have not. Collagen better than glucosamine for joints. Ooh. It depends. Glucosamine, I could see being very beneficial for a mixture of inflammation plus joint pain. For weight loss, do you still eat 100 grams of fat? Yes, the more fat, the better. It's a delicate balance. You want to eat enough fat that it spurs you into ketogenic, fat-fueled, but you don't want to eat so much that your body's not burning your body fat as energy. How can I stay healthy while eating meat? I used to be vegan. I used to be vegan too. You can check out, if you Google Healthful Pursuit, why I stopped being vegan. What are the best animal fats? Oh, okay. If you're healing your hormones, eggs, grass-fed butter, and chicken skin, chicken fat, those are the best ones. And I can only have the chicken, so that's kind of what I focused on. Good macros. Yeah, that sounds awesome. That sounds like a perfect amount of macros. What is your calorie intake for the day? I average about 3,000. And I walk and do yoga. And I'm starting to train now, so it's probably going to go up by a lot. I eat a lot. Do you think ghee is better than butter? It depends. If you're sensitive to the proteins, it can definitely be helpful to use ghee. How much protein do I eat? About the size of my palm, twice a day. And then I usually have a rocket fuel latte in the morning, or collagen in the morning. Trying to lose weight, 3,000 calories. So when I was trying to lose weight, when I first got started with ketogenic eating, I was massively restricting my calories. I was probably around 1,600. And I lost weight really, really fast, but then I started losing hair and my thyroid got imbalanced. And then I developed the Fat Fueled program, tested it out on myself for a long time. My clients, everything worked. So I released Fat Fueled. And then now I've been boosting my metabolism so that I can eat 3,000 calories and really, 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 really heal my body. Why is thyroid function important? Thyroid helps your metabolism. So if your thyroid's slow, your metabolism is going to suck. And that's no fun for anyone. And so that's how I got up to 3,000. I just kept eating and eating. And yes, I did gain weight at first, but now I'm able to maintain, like I lost it, and I'm able to maintain a good a good weight, and it feels really good on my body. And I love my curves now. So, is CLA okay for fat burner? Yeah, it should be fine. Totally. Okay. Oh my goodness. My legs are falling asleep. I'm sitting on the floor. What is the normal thyroid number? You want your free T3 to be 6.5. Those are metric numbers. So that's kind of what you're shooting for your free T3. Yeah, okay. So we are going to end it now. I will be back tomorrow. So that's Friday. Same time, same place. We're going to be talking about ketogenic eating and dairy. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting topic. My approach is dairy-free. We're going to be talking about dairy allergies. I'm going to leave you with this. If you already have the program, it would be amazing if you could take a screenshot and share this on Twitter with your friends. And you can take a screenshot, share that. That would be amazing. You can grab my audiobooks at healthfulpursuit.com/audio. Use the coupon code BUNDLE, all in caps, no spaces, for 15% off until April 11th. And I will be back at 2 p.m. on Friday, that's Eastern Standard Time, to chat about keto and dairy and why this is important. And that's another ketogenic audiobook launch party thing. We're going to do one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and then we are done for the audiobook launch party. So I hope you guys have a beautiful afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!